CYC is a free channel that presents the Word of God for everyone. Your support will help us to continue the mission. Visit our website, cycnow.com. Even $1 will make a difference.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Ins and Outs. Today we're going to be studying 1 Samuel chapters 18 to 20 with our three lovely contestants. So for those of you at home who don't know how this works, I'll break it down for you. We have 5 different categories. Each category has 5 different questions. Each question a different point value from 100 to 500 points. The contestant at the end of the game with the most points wins. So let's meet our contestants. Dahlia, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I hear you're studying to be a teacher, is that correct?
I am a teacher.
You are a teacher?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, cool. So we do have 3 teachers on the show today, so it's going to be very exciting stuff. Miriam, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look very excited to be here.
Yes.
Yes, and what do you teach?
I teach kindergarten and special education.
Kindergarten and special education, very good. And Naveen?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I like your pearls.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you teach?
Grades 2 and 3.
Grades 2 and 3. So we have kindergarten, grades 2 and 3. That's very good. And Dahlia, what do you teach?
It would be grades 4 to 10.
4 to 10. Got a wide range. Let's see how wide that range is. Okay, let's see our categories. Right, first category, the spark. The son-in-law, love saves, David's last supper, and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. Now contestants, please remember that I'm going to be giving you the clue. You have to answer in the question format. Okay, we've predetermined who's going to kick us off, and Dahlia, you're going to kick us off to see which question goes first.
Love saves for 100, please.
Love saves for 100. Not only Jonathan, but Saul's other family members saved David's life. All right, Naveen?
Who is... Oh my God.
Now, please let me remind you, you buzz in when you know the answer. Yeah? Okay. Naveen, go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Who is Mikael?
Yes. Who is Michelle or Mikael? Yes, that is correct. Okay, Naveen, go ahead.
The son-in-law for 100.
The son-in-law for 100. This was actually the only reason Saul offered David one of his daughters as a wife. Miriam.
What is to trap him?
What is to trap him? Yes. So what is to be killed by the Philistines? Okay, Miriam, go ahead.
Love saves 200.
Love saves for 200. All right, and very early on, we have a twofold. So for contestants and those of you watching at home, here's how the twofold works. Everyone is locked out except for Miriam. You're the only one that can answer this question. And you can wager up to as much as you have. Right now, you have 100 points. If you get that correctly, you get that amount added on. If you get it incorrectly, you get it deducted from your score. So you can wager any amount up to 100. So what will it be?
I'll take a risk and 100.
Oh, big risks here on this episode of Ins and Outs. All right, for 100, here we go. Talk about Hollywood movies. Michelle put an image in the bed and covered it with goat hair for David to run away. Another famous biblical lady figure initiated this.
Who is Esau's mom?
Who is Esau's mom? Okay, can you be a little bit more specific?
Do I have to give a name?
Yes, we're looking for a name.
I can't remember her name.
Okay, can't remember the name, and the judges are going to be generous and say we're going to give her that one. It's who is Rebecca. That was Esau's mom, okay? Very good. All right, Miriam, go ahead.
Okay, love saves 300.
Love saves for 300. The ladies loving love. All right. Here we go. In his dispute with his daughter, Saul did not call David son-in-law, but this. All right, 5 seconds. Okay. Oh, Naveen answers, buzzes in at the very last second, so Naveen, go ahead.
Son of a perverse woman.
Son of a perverse woman. We're gonna have to say no on that one. Okay, and it doesn't seem like anyone else is buzzing in. So the answer we're looking for is, what is my enemy? What is my enemy? Right? Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go back to Miriam. Go ahead.
Love saves for 400.
Love saves for 400. Okay. The church is a refuge. David ran for his life and hid himself at this person's house. Miriam, go ahead.
Who is Samuel of Ramah?
Yes, that is correct. Who is Samuel? All right, Miriam, go ahead. You studied together. Okay, we'll see how that works out. Miriam,
Love
go
saves
ahead.
for 500.
For 500, finishing off the category very early on. Is Saul also among the prophets? This question was raised when Saul did this. Miriam, go ahead.
What is prophesy?
What is prophesy? Yes, that is correct. All right, quick point check here. Naveen is behind at negative 200. Miriam leads the way with an astonishing early 1100. And Dahlia has stayed fairly quiet with 0, but hey, you guys are all fairly close, still very early on. Miriam, our next category or question, please.
Okay, the son-in-law 200.
The son-in-law for 200. Saul offered David this older daughter first as a wife. Naveen.
Who is Merab?
Who is Merab? That is correct. All right. Go ahead, Naveen.
Okay, let's continue with the son-in-law for 300.
The son-in-law for 300. The older daughter got married, so this youngest was offered as a wife to David instead. Okay, I'm gonna go with Naveen there, because Miriam, you
I
did
buzzed
buzz in a
early,
little
yes.
early.
Who
Naveen,
is
go ahead.
Michael or Michelle?
Okay, yes, that is correct. Who is Michelle? Okay. All right. Okay, so Naveen, take us to our next category.
The son-in-law for 400.
For 400, the son-in-law. This is the dowry Saul asked for, the hands of his daughter. Unbelievable. Okay, Naveen, go ahead.
What is 100 Palestinians' foreskins?
Yes, that is correct. The 100 foreskins of the Philistines. Okay. All right, Naveen's a little bit on the roll. Take us to our next category or question.
The son-in-law for 500.
All right, finishing off this category as well. Saul did not keep his oath before Jonathan. Later on, he tried to do this for the 3rd time. All right, Dahlia.
Kill David with a spear.
Okay, prefix there.
What is kill David with a spear?
What is kill David with a spear? Yes, that is correct. I'll be easier because you've been out of action, so just getting back into it. Okay, Dahlia, go ahead to our next question or category.
David's Last Supper for 100, please.
David's Last Supper for 100. Talk about the trial of spiritual people. In his grievance, David said it is only one step that separates him from this. Miriam, go ahead.
What is death?
What is death? That is correct. All right, Miriam.
David's Last Supper for 400.
David's Last Supper
Let's,
for 400.
change things up a bit.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, some rocks had names in the Old Testament. This is where David was hiding. Miriam.
What is Izal?
What is Ezel or Izal? Yes,
Sorry.
that is correct. Okay, Miriam, you realize you sway when you're answering questions. Is that something you do often?
Okay, yes, sorry.
No, don't apologize.
It's this little, Twitch. It's
Yes,
sad. I'll
Twitch.
stop.
Okay, well, let's see. You might be twitching after we check the scores. Naveen sits at 700. Miriam at 1,600 and Dahlia back at 500. So you guys are all in the positives. Very close game. The teachers are doing well here on this episode of Ins and Outs.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this short break to continue with this lovely episode. Welcome back to this episode of Ins and Outs. Today we're covering 1 Samuel chapters 18 to 20. I'm your host, Mina Masood, and we have a few questions to get through too. So let's go with Miriam to your next question.
David's Last Supper for 500.
All right, for 500, David's Last Supper. While David was in hiding, Jonathan had to shoot this many arrows as a sign for his safety. Naveen, go ahead.
What is 3 arrows?
That is correct. What is 3 arrows? Yes. All right, Naveen, to our next question.
Let's try the spark for 100.
The spark for 100. In a way to express his sincere friendship to David, he gave him his robe and his sword as well. Dahlia, go ahead.
Who is Jonathan?
Who is Jonathan? That is correct. All right, Dahlia, to our next question.
200, the spark, please.
Spark for 200. These lyrics to the song started the spark of Saul's hatred to David. Dahlia.
Saul killed his thousands. Oh, what is Saul killed his thousands, but David his 10,000s?
Yes, that is correct. Should be more than 200 points there.
Yeah, I was
Quite a long
thinking,
answer,
yeah.
right?
I agree.
Come on,
I would give you
what's
more.
wrong with there? Okay, Dahlia, go. Take us to our
300,
next
please.
question category.
300, the spark, please.
300 the spark. She's got the first two. His concern was not his popularity among people, but Saul was worried that David might take over this from him. All right, Dahlia again.
What is his throne? Or
What is his throne? That is correct.
Kingdom.
Or the kingdom, yes. Okay, so I'm guessing you're going to continue on.
400, please.
Yes, for 400, the spark. On one night, David had to escape death by Saul's spear this many times.
Too early, sorry.
Okay, Dahlia, go ahead.
What is 2 times?
What is 2 times? That is correct. Now, this is one of the rare occasions where I've seen one person take all 4 levels of points in a row.
So let's try for 500.
So let's try for 500. There we go. Perfect. I like the attitude.
Oh!
And there you go. You get a 2-fold as well.
Oh,
Very,
that hurts.
very lucky. So you guys remember Dahlia was in negatives earlier. She's now in second place with 1,500 points. Miriam sits at 1,600 and Naveen at 1,200. So what was a close game is now even closer. And we have a 2-fold. So Dahlia, you know how this works? How
Yes.
much would you like to wager?
I'm going to make it a true 2-fold with 500, please.
A true 2-fold with 500. Okay, let's see the question. And the Lord was with him. 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 14, was said before about a fine young man in Genesis. So we're going a little backwards there. There's a little bit of connection here. All right, I'll read it for you one more time. Dahlia is the only one that can answer this question. And the Lord was with him. 1 Samuel chapters 18, verse 14. This was said before about a fine young man in Genesis.
Who was Joseph?
Who is Joseph? That is correct, and she is on a roll right here. Okay, Dahlia, go ahead.
David's Last Supper for 200, please.
David's Last Supper for 200. We now know that the king's banquet was taking place during this period of time. Okay, Naveen, go ahead.
When is the new moon?
When is the new moon? Okay, our judges say yes, that is correct. What is every Hebrew month? Okay. Naveen, next.
David's
question.
Last Supper for 300.
For 300, finishing off this category as well. Saul thought that David did not show up in his banquet for this reason. Miriam,
What is being unclean?
what is being unclean? That is correct. Wow, okay, and it seems like you guys are getting almost every question correct. That is very good. The 3 teachers doing it well here.
We know how to study.
Yes, you know how to study. You should. All right, so we're going to go back to Miriam. Go ahead.
Okay, the last category for 500.
All right, for 500, the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. These are David's titles in the Coptic Orthodox Church. Dahlia,
What is the prophet and the king?
what is the prophet and the king? That is correct.
Wow.
You answered that one with such assurance. Okay, Dahlia, go ahead.
400, please.
All right, for 400 points. Psalms are part of the readings in the Coptic Church's divine liturgy. This book is about the biography of the saints. Miriam,
What is the Synaxar?
what is the Synaxarium? Yes, that is correct. Okay, Miriam, go ahead.
Okay. The lust of the eyes and the pride of life for 300.
For 300. Prayers are the outcome of tribulation. After all, he is the writer of the Psalms. Naveen,
Who is Solomon?
who is Solomon? That is incorrect. All right, Dahlia, go ahead.
Who is David?
Who is David? That is the correct answer. Okay, for
200, please.
For 200 points. All right, there you go. Saul blew up when Jonathan gave him this reason about David's absence. Miriam.
What is going to Bethlehem to offer sacrifice?
Yes, that is correct. For 200, and of course we have our very last question before the finale. For 100, here we go. Saul thought this has to happen first before Jonathan becomes a king. Naveen.
What is the death of David?
What is the death of David? That is correct. And we were just on a roll there. So before we show you the final category, let's do a quick point check. So Naveen, you sit at 1,200 points. Miriam at 2,400 and Dahlia at 2,800. This has to be one of the highest scoring games I have ever hosted. So congratulations, but that all might go down the drain. We'll see. All right. So let's see our final category. And it's Samuel, okay, Samuel. So, ladies, you're gonna take down those writing blocks underneath you, and you're gonna say how much you wanna wager based on the category. And when we come back, we're gonna see the question, the answers, and the final results of this episode of Ins and Outs. Welcome back to Ins and Outs and the finale for this episode. Before we left on break, we showed you the category, it was Samuel. And before we show you the question, so how are you guys feeling about this final question here? It's a pretty tight game, probably one of the highest scoring games I've ever hosted. So how are you guys feeling?
Not so good. Yeah.
Not so good, okay.
Yeah.
And Dahlia, you stayed at 0 for quite a while, and you came back, finished up a whole category, and now you're in the lead with 2,800.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, she says. Yeah, it is pretty good. Teacher
Thank
for
you.
grade 4 to 10 right there. Okay. All right, so why don't we see the question, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, see it. Okay, so please remember, after I finish reading the question, you will have 30 seconds to write it down. Please write it down in a question format and make it quite big so we can see. All right, final question. This group of people lasted till the days of Elisha and was established by Samuel the prophet as he was one of them. All right, I'll read it one more time before we turn on the clock. This group of people lasted till the days of Elisha and was established by Samuel the prophet as he was one of them. 30 seconds. All right, so pens down, please. All right, perfect. So let's do this. So the answer we're looking for here at the studio on Ins and Outs is, what is the group of prophets? And I can already tell you got it wrong.
Oh, I got it. No.
All right, so what is the group of
Thank
prophets?
God.
So we're going to start off with Dahlia. Dahlia, show us. I wanted to see the answer first, but that's okay. So what are the priests? What are the priests? So that is incorrect, says the judges, and you wagered 400 points. So that takes down Dahlia to 2,400. She's now tied with Miriam, but let's see how Miriam did. So Miriam, the answer, please. What are the priests? So that is also incorrect, and you wagered
I went big.
2,000 points. So that leaves you with 400. Whatever. All right. The kindergarten teacher goes out to wager big points. And Naveen, please show us your answer.
It's wrong. Do I have to show it?
Yes, it is. Because I don't believe you. Go ahead.
Who are the Israelites?
We're the Israelites. A little further away, but still wrong. Okay, and she wagered 1,000 points. So that takes Naveen down to 200. So between Naveen and Miriam, it's still a fairly tight game.
Yes.
But unfortunately,
We're staying together.
that's
Yeah.
it for them. The winner of this is Dahlia after coming from behind with
Thank you.
a really
Thank you.
big sweep.
Good job.
So congratulations to
Good
our
job.
3 lovely teachers. I'll tell your kids how you did. And we'll see you next time here on Ins and Outs for another fabulous episode as we continue on this journey and
Yay.
seeing who are the best Coptic contestants are. All right, see you next time on Ins and Outs.